What is going on, YouTube?
Welcome back to Women Carry Knives.
There we go.
Knives. Thank you, Lola.
And there would be the dog, too. Hey, you guys, welcome back. Before we get started, would you please do me a favor and hit that like button? It absolutely helps out the channel. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. I would love to have you here all the time, and feel free to check out one of my other videos if you so choose. What are we looking at today? Well, today we are going to look at another budget-friendly knife. Now, I have been in love with the Sitivien line because I love how budget they are, but yet how well they perform and how much I like them. This one is going to be the Sitivien ST107. Now, I am not a huge Tanto knife person. So this is not, it's not a bad knife by any means. I do really like it, but I do kind of wish it was more of a spear point. I do love the rectangular shape of the handle, but that's me. You know, I love that because it definitely lends to any hand size, which is great. You are going to get a D2 blade. Most of these do run with the D2. And you kind of have that stonewash finish on it, which is really nice. You know, your little accent here is going to be your little cutouts. Is that for thumb hold all? No, it is not. This is strictly going to be a flipper. So you can see here, just a flipper. When closed, it's nicely recessed into there. There is no, way you're going to get your finger on it. I always try to check that. You're going to get a little bit of a window glass breaker there. Or, a head knocker, whatever you'd like to call it. Again, this is another one that is a right-hand tip-up carry only. It does not have that lefty love. You do have a nice deep carry pocket clip on this. However, it is not recessed and your screws are also not recessed. It does ride low, so you're looking at about a half inch, with your little glass breaker on the end, you're looking at about a half an inch out of the pocket. But it is very comfortable in pockets, so I will say that, which is nice. Now, there is no jimping on your flipper tab. I don't feel, because of the way that this one is done, I don't feel that you do need jimping on it. I try to always point that out if I think it does need it or not. This one, no, it's kind of a no-fail. It's interesting because this one is, it is smooth and snappy, but it's almost, I don't feel that it's super fast. It's almost, depending on how you're flipping it, almost a slow, I don't even know how to explain it, you guys, kind of a slow, more of a slow roll. But I've not had an issue. The lockup is about 30%, 40% on this one. It does come centered very nicely, which all the Sitiviens have so far, with the exception of one. One just needed a pivot adjustment, and then it was fine. But it is fun. As I said, I do love the handle shape. And again, that is always because it lends to any handle size. Hey, hand size. Come here a second, Mr. Therapeutic. Mr. Edge. Edge Daddy.
Oh, good Lord.
Let me see that in your hand. So you can see in the bigger hand that it's, this is a large size knife, even though it's thin. Yes?
Yeah, no, it is.
But there's something about it that I really do like, even though the larger size. And for me, for the third time, it is absolutely because of the rectangular handle shape on there. And I'm probably holding that way off camera, so let's get back down here. This is a very simple design. Sometimes I like it when a knife is just very simple. The simplicity of it is really nice. It's not overboard. It's not too much. And I like that about it. You have a bit of a kind of a milling out on your G10 scales here. They're smooth, but not too smooth. They have just enough texture to it where you don't feel like you're going to lose your grip. And if I can, I don't think there's any way I can really show that. So each of these carvings or markings are stepped. They have a little bit of a step to them, and I don't know if you can really catch that on the camera, but it does give you a bit more of a grip on it, so you really don't need to have that jimping on it. I do like that. Let's take a look at some of the specs on this. Lola, Daddy's calling you. Lola. We are looking at a 3 3/4 inch blade, but we have a 3.5 cutting edge on that. As far as your handle length, we are looking at, now if we want to do it with the little glass breaker on the end, we're talking a full 5 inches. Okay, which is going to give you an overall of just over 8 1/4 quarter. Well, we're going to call it 8.5, okay, without the gloss break. We're going to call this 8.5. A little over 8.5, which is not bad. Now, the weight on this is only 4.3 ounces, which is a very light weight. I like that. It does need a little bit of oil. I can hear a little bit of a squeak to it. But again, Therapeutic Edge and I have both been using it. But you know, for $24.99, this is a great budget knife. So, leading up to Christmas, I'm kind of doing a mix of budget and regular. You are going to see one that's going to come out that's way beyond my budget. But man, it was a fun knife to have here. I'm trying to stick to those who, you know, maybe are on a budget right now. Let's give you guys something to look at. That's really super important, because I know when we don't have the money, we actually go budget too. And there's nothing wrong with a good budget knife. There is nothing wrong with this knife, you guys. For the price, $24.99, for what you get, you can't go wrong. You absolutely cannot. I want to do a little comparison here in size. I do wish I had some of my KPL out here, but I do not. Let's take a look at it next to the Model 1. So if we take a look to the Rat Model 1, by the way, as you can see, I consider that large. This is absolutely a large knife. Let's take a look at it next to the Rat 2. So you can see there, this is, I consider, a medium knife. Let's go pivot to pivot. I'm sorry about that. This is definitely medium. So as you can see, that is a large. And oh, yay. We're going to oil that bugger and see if we can get that little squeak to stop. I'm actually thinking that it's the liner that I'm hearing. It is. Okay, it's the liner on the blades. The KPL is not going to fix that. But thank you, my love, for bringing that to me. Yep, little bit there, you guys. That's okay. Take a look at it next to the Bug Out. What do you expect? $24.99. Not going to harm the knife. Not going to be a problem. I'd still buy one and give them away. Absolutely, I would. Take a look at it next to the Bug Out, which I consider to be a medium-sized knife. You can see that it is definitely large. What you missing, hon? Oh. I'm not always... Now, the glass breaker, if you could probably take that out and take it off. It kind of looks like it's just welded on there. And honestly, it's not the best weld because it is a little catchy. But as I said, again, $24.99. You could actually take this out and you could probably... Yeah, you could probably file that right off, which would be nice. It is a fun little fidgety knife because it is a flipper. See, I don't know if you guys can hear that. Can you hear that? Probably not. But again, I love it. I love the shape of it. It rides in the pocket very nicely. Now, this is one, again, it actually a little bit better if I put this in my women jeans, my little lady, okay, my husband says don't say that. So if I put this in my pocket, my women's tiny pockets, I do have to carry it diagonally. And so that, for my reason, because I don't really like the glass breakers, I would actually probably take this off, and then that would be even less hanging out of pocket, which is nice. Yeah, you're looking at just over a 1/4 inch if you take that off. Is it comfortable? It really has been for me. The pocket clip, after doing quite a bit of cutting cardboard, you know, the pocket clip, I did have to adjust the way I was holding it a little bit because it was a tiny bit bothersome, but not so much that I would not continue to use this. And that's really important to me. I honestly think this is a fabulous knife. I love the sleekness of it. I love the simplicity of it. Simplicity with just a bit of flair. We'll call it that. Just the way they have the kind of stepped milling on the G10. I think that's really nice. All right, you guys, this has been a look at the Sitivien ST107. Fabulous knife. Give you a look at both sides again before we take off. If you have enjoyed this, I will leave a link down in the description for where you the Amazon link for it. If you do want to get one, I'd appreciate you using that Amazon affiliate link I have down there. It absolutely helps out the channel, and all the proceeds do go back into helping me at the channel to purchase new knives for review and also for giveaways. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this review. Until next time, have a good one.